Let's see how you can see IoT technologies at Food and Farm. Using the IoT-Catalogue. IoT-Catalogue is an online platform that the main goal is to bring IoT users and technology providers together. An end user can use the catalog to explore a set of use cases that showcase what others did, how they adopt the technology, and how did it fit in the real world. Each use case depicts in a very well-known terms for the domain experts what is the value provided by the IoT technology. This value is connected to the specific problems that the technology offers, allowing for the users navigating through IoT-Catalogue, using everyday words, understand what the advanced IoT technology does. Each of the technology problems that technology offers has a technology solution, which describes the needed components that, for example, what technology a system integration needs to install in order to bring this value to their use case. Thus detailing how the technology interact with the deployment, what it does, and what is the value it brings. It also goes deeper, on the technology side, explaining in detail what the technology does, information about how it works, and how to get hands on it. This enables the connection to the technology provider, thus effective closing the loop between the end users and the technology providers. Let's now talk reusability. One of the main goals of the IoT Catalogue is to provide proven technology to users. Nothing proves better a technology than its being successfully adopted by multiple users to multiple purposes. What better than following the good examples in the food and farm domain than thought the success of the IOF 2020 research project? The IOF 2020 has a comprehensive database of 33 use cases across 5 trials: arable, dairy, fruit, vegetables and meat. Which are really impressive if we put them in numbers. 291 different solutions were used, across 135 validations which occur in 202 individual places, and brought 141 value propositions to its users, which are solved by 152 individual IT problems that take advantage of 278 IoT technologies. Each use case represents a real application of IoT technology and shows its impact. Let's explore the added value weeding data use case. This use case page is divided in several sections, which tells the viewer everything about the use case, from what it represents, to where it happened, who did it, for what it was done, which technologies were used to the results of achieved. Let me guide you on the page. To better navigate on what goes next, this section is providing a context and a summary of the use case. It starts by a brief description and characterization, where one can understand what the use case is all about and which domain is being targeted, and is finalized by a brief summary, focusing with the statistics over the information that is representing the use case, the regions which it happened and what were the specific places and its characteristics. Use cases tends to grow big and complex, and the IoT Catalogue approaches this by introducing the concept of validations. Validations allows, for example, the use cases to be split into smaller and more focused cases, which despite being part of a big case, they have their own problems and solutions. They can also be used to show the same problems and solutions in different conditions, thus enabling comparison based on conditions, and more. All the validations can be selected by this horizontal bar. Being the IoT technology fast evolving, the solution of today is not always the solution of tomorrow, so it's key to the viewer's its current status, and when did the validation happen. Deployments are not always the same, several factors influence the results, one of them is the place where the validation is happening. The type of place, what is being done there, the size of it, even the geographical location can be relevant if the validation is weather dependent. IoT Catalogue is all about sharing experiences, bring people together, knowing who were involved in the use cases. First, it brings confidence, because you know them. Lastly, it will present you, who can you contact to further explore, either the results, but also put in contact with who deploy the technology. Understanding what was the value propositions that the use case tackle, helps to understand if the use case is relevant to the viewer, it helps to see if it shares the same problems as the ones the viewer is interested in. Knowing which technological problems the technology is used to address, gives the IoT perspective, makes clear what is the technology doing. But, which technology? IoT solutions are composed by technology that brings different functions to the table, like sensing, actuation, data processing, connectivity, etc. Here is listed all the technology that is needed for solving all the problems of this use case. But, so many value propositions, so many problems, so many technologies. What if I only have one this problems? The IoT-Catalogue has this covered for you. All the information here is related and you can go through any of it and see exactly what it does. You can see which technological problems are relevant to any value proposition, which technology is used to solve a specific problem. What problems is a certain technology solving, and more. Such as the domain of the problem, where the functionalities are being targeted, and what are exactly the functionality about. What is success? What was a successful IoT use case? The one that solves the problems. But one has to know what needs to be measured, needs to know what is the performance before the application of the IoT solutions, and know what is the desired improvement. All this can be shown here. First, a summary of the overall performance, in which is shown by the bars the relation between the before and after, and one can clearly see if it passes or not the objective. But, not every application of technology provides immediate results, so one can see the evolution of the performance. Last but not least, all this data, all this results, all this connections, but how did it went? How was the place? What does the technology look like? How is it installed? Please see our media gallery and documentation, which will put all the numbers in pictures. But, which technologies were reused across IoT 2020 use cases? Let's take as an example the FeeWare Orion, which is being reused across 6 different use cases. IoT-Catalogue provides a comprehensive information about the technology. It describes what it provides, by depicting its type, and is the functionality that it provides and how it relates to other components. The IoT-Catalogue, having all things connected, enables to showcase to the users where technology is being used, which problems are the technology solving and which products use this technology internally. With a strong focus on open source technology, IoT-Catalogue has a dedicated section to relate to open source repositories and has a comprehensive information about open source projects. Through IoT 2020 we could experience the relations, reusability and experience shared by others, and see the potential that this catalog platform has by gathering all this information in one place. IoT-Catalogue is in constant evolution, and provides you much more features that you can explore. In the Project Navigator shows all the connections, reusability and complexity through the catalog. In Performance and Impact you have an overlay view where you can compare all the results simultaneously. Explore how the current trends are being addressed with IoT technology. Open source licenses provides information about licenses and their compatibilities. What is IoT? Show the history of IoT, showing the evolution through the years. Visit us in www.iotcatalogue.com and discover a world of IoT technologies.